Thank you, Speaker. And my question is to the Minister of Finance. Last week, the Minister of Finance asked the Legislature to strike a select committee on the proposed transaction of the TMX Group and the London Stock Exchange Group. The purpose of the committee, according to the Minister's motion, is to receive and consider all recommendations so that an unbiased, informed report can be tabled in the Legislature for its consideration. On Friday, my colleague, the member for Newmarket Aurora, and I delivered a letter to the Minister asking the Finance Minister to refrain from making any further negative comments on the proposed transaction until the committee had completed its work. This to ensure that the work of the committee is not further prejudiced by the statements. Will the Minister assure this House that his statements to date are not already government policy, and will he commit to cease from making any further prejudicial comments on the matter?
Mr. Speaker, I know that the party opposite doesn't want to state positions where they stand, but let me say this. I've raised a number of important questions, and I thank the Leader of the Opposition for having said that those were important questions that he endorsed. And I will continue to ask questions, Mr. Speaker. That's part of my job. And I'm surprised you'd want a finance minister to not ask questions, much less answer them, Mr. Speaker.
Final warning to the member from Renfrew. Minister.
This government chose to appoint a committee, being ably chaired by my colleague, the Minister without portfolio. I look forward to the recommendations of that committee, Mr. Speaker, as well as the advice I'm receiving from the Ontario Securities Commission, as well as the advice I've been receiving from a number of individuals, including the proponents, who I met with for the second time this week.
In addition to the Finance Minister making negative comments about the proposed merger, the government appointed another Cabinet Minister, as he's pointed out, to head this committee. This is the first time in 50 years that a Cabinet Minister has been appointed to lead a committee. That means we have the Finance Minister making negative comments about the work the committee is about to do. Meanwhile, another member of the same Cabinet chairing the committee. Will the Minister of Finance assure the House that the statements he is making are not also being made at the Cabinet table to influence the chair of the committee?
Minister.
What I can assure this House and the people of Ontario is that this government will stand up for the best interests of Ontario and the best interests of Canada. We will ask difficult questions. We will seek answers on a timely and important debate that's going to happen in this province and this country. We will take positions on important issues, Mr. Speaker. We took a position on the HST that's been clear and consistent. We have laid out a plan for a better energy future. And so, Mr. Speaker, unlike the member opposite, I am not going to be constrained, or is this government, in standing up for what's in the best interest of Ontario and Canada. Mr. Speaker, we have one of the most vibrant financial services sectors in the world. It's growing. We want to make sure that continues to grow. So, yes, I will stand up for Ontario. I wish you'd do the same darn thing. Shame on you.
New question, the member.